Howdy, y'all. It's your favorite trainer with a belt buckle. We help you get hired at Equinox today. Show up with the guns. We're going to go from A to Z, get you hired. We've helped over 70 people get hired at Equinox in lifetime. Buckle in for a great time. Step number 1, make sure to subscribe and follow to Show Up Fitness. If you don't know who we are, we teach personal trainers. We're online. Look at the World Wide Web back there. We got people all throughout the world. If you show up, you will become successful. We have in-person internships, San Diego, Los Angeles, and then we do weekend seminars. If you haven't read the book, what are you doing? You will get hired at Equinox Lifetime. I guarantee it. I set up all of, that's just like a perfect little home run for you. Read this, you will get hired. All right, so first off, expectations. You need to know everything about the brand. Who is Equinox? What are their core values? Go online, type in, what are Equinox's core values? They have a whole little thing on here, our core values. Diversity, open, honest, considerate, 110% effort. Put that on a flashcard. Know them all. You need to understand how many gyms there are. There's about 106. They're opening up a few every month. Their goal is over 200 by 2030. I know a lot about Equinox. I study our competition. That's a SWIFT analysis. You're not going to learn that in a NASM textbook. We're going to teach you that when you show up. Know everything about them. We have a $10 tier that will get you hired. We can do a little mock interview, help you with the resume. So the resume is 1 page. What the fuck is this, NASM? A 2-page resume. This is the 7th, get out of here. What are you doing? They don't want you to be successful. National Academy of Spectacular Marketing. That's what NASM is. Get that piece of paper, move in. If you want to get hired at Equinox, 1-page resume. On our Patreon, we have a lot of examples of what will help you. Your name, objective, your cert, 1, CPR, your experience. They want you to have experience. We will teach you what you can put on there. If you go through the internship, even online, you can put us down as experience and you will get hired. We've had people get hired at Equinox without a certification. You don't need one. Without experience. What? This isn't a fraud. We're not selling bullshit here. Witchcraft. I understand what the average trainer goes through to become certified. They take a weekend cert and they think they're qualified. No, they're not. And they're out there charging $110 an hour and they're hurting people. No, when you go through an internship, you understand movement. You should be the one training in Equinox in lifetime. We will get you there. So your resume is 1 page. Don't make it more than 1. Have it on some nice piece of paper. Don't do like some flimsy printer stuff. You don't want that. You want it to be nice. Go into the facility. We're going to go through all the interview process. So the process is you're going to submit that online. I would also suggest that you go in person. Drop it off. Wear business attire. So if you're a dude, it's a suit. You got your tie on, no hat. Got to put your NASM hat on. Walk in there. Hand it to the person at the front desk. If the manager's not there, put a little sticky note. And then you are your best marketing. So go in there, look the part. They're going to go, oh shit, look at that guy's biceps. They're giant. We need him. So go in, drop off the resume, follow up a couple days later, 2-3 days later. Now, if you don't go in, submit it online, you're going to have a recruiter reach out to you. And the recruiter's going to ask you your basic questions, reviewing your resume. They're going to ask about your cert. They're going to ask about your strengths and weaknesses. Talk to you about a time when you've had a disgruntled client, whether if it's training or just in life. How did you handle that? They want to just screen to see if you have a little bit of personality so they can schedule that first interview. Now, the first interview, I talk about it in my book on what you need to do. You need to show up at least an hour early. Get your coffee. Get yourself a nice little book. Oh, this one's amazing right now. One of my top 5. And get there an hour early and just read. Do your research. Know everything about the brand beforehand so you have no excuse for being late. It's a weeding out process. There's so many dipshits in the industry. They're going to come in a dental teeth shirt and they're going to go through the interview and they suck. It's not you. Get there early. Look the part. Talk the part. And that first interview, it's either going to be you and a manager and the assistant manager, you and the manager, assistant manager, and then 3 or 4 other people. It just depends on the situation. Right now, trainers are in demand. So if you go in there and you have a couple other people, they're just going to ask questions such as strengths and weaknesses. Why do you want to work for Equinox? Talk to me about a time when you've been presented with a challenge. How'd you overcome it? Real simple stuff. I address it in my book. Read my book. And then the big thing that they're going to ask you at the end is, do you have any questions for me? And you definitely need to have questions for the interviewer. Throw a curveball at them. So it's 2021. Equinox has 106 gyms. Where do you see it in 5 years? Where do you see it in 10 years? I find it very fascinating that Equinox has got into the hotels. Where do you see Equinox going next? Talk about technology. In 2020, I know a lot of shit about this stuff. In 2020, there were 3 publicly traded companies within the fitness arena. 2021, we're expected to have over 13, Equinox being one of them. How do you think that's going to affect the brand? Those core values that you talked about earlier. If I had to choose between Equinox and Lifetime, why do you think I should choose Equinox? Talk to me about one skill that you have now that you didn't have before because of this position. Boom! Manager's brain is just blown out. They're like, oh my God, we need this person. This is awesome. You will be hired immediately. Make sure to send me a bottle of whiskey. I love going to Equinoxes, and one of the coolest things when trainers come up to me and say, I watched that video. You helped me get me hired. Now, that's just the easiest part, is getting hired. Showing up and being consistent with your learning and learning how to program. That's we have a lot of stuff in their book, a lot of stuff online that's going to help you with that confidence. So after that in-person interview, they're going to reach out to you depending on how busy they are. If it's a holiday weekend, they're going to say 3 or 4 business days, but if there's a holiday on Monday, you had an interview on Friday, they may not get back to you to the following Friday. So don't lose your shit. When they do reach out, they're going to ask you to come back in for a practical. The practical portion is going to be send us a month program. I've heard about that, like in the Bay Area Equinoxes. You got to ride out a whole month. We have examples on our online internship. Make sure to check it out. It's $10 a month. It's worth it. We have other ones that are $100, and that's just going to propel you to the top level. But whatever's in your budget, cheapskate. And so make sure to write out a month plan if that's what they request. More than likely, it's going to be show up in your normal outfit and take this person through a workout. They're going to give you a scenario. It's going to be John Jones. He has a hurt shoulder. He wants to lose his belly. Write out a program and take them through it. You're going to be put in a room for 15 minutes. You'll write it out. We got a lot of examples that will be perfect in our book. And you go out there, you give it to them. 5 minutes is all you need. And then I, as your manager, am going to be Jim Jones or whoever it is. My shoulder hurts. Show me how to move. I'm going to do a push-up like this. And you're going to cue me on, don't be a T. I want you to be an arrow. So I want you to come down. Don't drive through your traps. Just like you're trying to push someone over. You wouldn't push like this. Get next to them. Show your personality. Get engaged. Have fun with it. Show them regressions, which would be to a table, to a wall. A progression, worst case, they're really in shape and the manager wants to get after a little bit. Do something a little more challenging. Put a band around their back. Maybe do a clap push-up. That creativity is what they're going to want to see if you fit part of that team. So they will reach out after that. It's very simple, 30 minutes or so. You'll pass it up. So then after that, the portion process of getting hired at Equinox. First one's going to be your resume. You're going to have a recruiter reach out, do a phone interview. Then you're going to have the in-person / group 1 basic interview questions. Know the value prop / core values of the company. Learn about the company. Don't ask stupid fucking questions like, how much am I going to get paid? Is it okay if I train part-time? Do you think I can train on the weekends other people? No. Shh. Put your Equinox hat on. Think about the business perspective, the manager. They don't want to hear that shit. They want someone who's going to say something along the lines of, how early do you guys open? How late do you guys close? Are you guys against trainers being there all day, all the time? A weakness of mine, ready for this one, is I tend to work too hard. When I get really excited about a new position, I used to work all the time and I'll burn out. So what I learned from that is I have to have one day, Sundays, where I just debrief. I just unplug and I just focus on things that I love. That helps me get ready for the week coming up. So what you just told me is that you like to work hard, but yet you came up with a solution for that. Bingo. Don't say that you're not punctual or stupid stuff like that. They're weeding out the idiots because there's a lot of idiots within fitness. So if you want to be successful, get to an Equinox, get to a Lifetime, go through the resume, the interview, and then the practical. Hit us up, read the book, How to Become a Successful Personal Trainer. I have a whole chapter on how you will get hired. When you do, here, I'll take Basil Hayden's. I'll be fine. Send me a nice little bottle of Basil Hayden's. Even better, we can have a little Manhattan together, and you can say that you had a drink with your favorite trainer with a belt buckle. Have a great day, y'all. Make sure to like, subscribe, follow, and if you haven't left us a review on Amazon for the book, How to Become a Successful Trainer, check out our seminars. We're coming near you soon. Keep showing up.